Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the hangout that everybody's waiting for, the Bankroll team, European Best Bets. We are back. Guys, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, I was looking forward to having Giorgio on the video, but sadly technical failure has prevented it. But
hang on.
hang on. I think he's
here we go.
I finally got it.
Yeah,
there we go. Finally, someone got here.
Giorgio. And he's wearing an Arsenal shirt. Oh, I love you, Giorgio.
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to have to expel him from this. No. I'm getting ganged up on tonight. What's going on? All right, so everybody, welcome. Here we go. Welcome to the Best Bet Show. We got some guests on tonight. We've already said hello to Martin. He's piped up. Martin from Need for Tips. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
We've lost George again. Also from Need for Tips. How you doing, Alex?
I'm watching Giorgio coming in and out. I really love this show. Come on, Giorgio. You can do it.
Come back, Giorgio.
Right, what's he wearing this?
He's like Arsenal, up and down. Come on.
Wenger in or Wenger out? That's the question. All right, we also have I'm going to call him a special guest. No site. He's not been picked up by anyone yet. We got Giorgio, who has previously been following us as a member of our audience, and we thought because we've got a space and because we liked what he was saying and he was coming up with some good stuff, that we would invite him onto the show. And Giorgio, it's your time to shine, my man. How you doing?
Good. I'm a bit nervous today. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you guys having me on. Hopefully get some winning tips going and make a profit today.
Well, we will be checking everything out. Absolutely. So, guys, I was looking at the results from last week earlier, and everything looked pretty good. How do you all feel?
Yeah, good, thanks. Ended up in profit again. Struggled a bit in the Premiership, but made up for it in the other European league. So it all worked out in the end. Yeah, I think we're doing well as a team.
Yeah, Alex?
Yeah, I think that I'm balanced last week, but I like to see Martin there on top of everybody. He's number one, 17 units of profit on his own. So really good job there, Martin.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much, sir.
I'm pretty sure I'm catching you, though, so keep an eye out, my man. I want my top spot back. Giorgio, you've been following us for a little while. How you been doing?
Yeah, I've been following SBR for about 3-4 months now. I've been watching you guys' videos. Big soccer fan, and I like to hear what you guys have to say.
He called it soccer, guys. We're going to have to educate. All right, so we got some people joining us in the chat already. So we've got Miyachi TV, Austin Geisen, Arjun Weber, I don't know. Arjun Weber, I'm going to go for that. Hello, everybody in the room. We're going to get started just in a second. If you've got any questions, chuck them into the chat section and we will have a look and see how things go. So we are going to start off, as always, with the Premier League. And Martin, top of the leaderboard, top of the charts tonight. You get to go first. West Ham versus Brighton. What do you think?
Come on, Martin. West Ham versus Brighton. Come on. What is it?
I think this is West Ham's time to shine. Yeah, just like Giorgio today, I think West Ham can really step up into the limelight here. They're the better team on paper. They've started the season in pretty poor form, but they're having a bit of a renaissance of late. They got a 1-1 draw at Turf Moor in their last game. Burnley's not an easy place to go. Beat Swansea before that, and they came very close to beating Tottenham in the previous game. That's the only time they've lost in 6. So they're having a real upsurge in form at the moment, and I don't really rate this Brighton team very highly. I think that West Ham can get a win here. 1.9 looks a good set of odds to me, so I'm going for that.
Okay, I quite like that. Looking at our sponsors' odds, 888 Sport, thank you very much. You've got 1.82 for the home win, 3.5 for the draw, and 4.9 for the away win. I'm with you. I have to say, I think West Ham got a good chance of this one, and they really, really need it because they are under pressure.
That's what I went also at the Premier League Panthers, West Ham to win against Brighton. But yeah. I'm not going to pick that as my best bets for the weekend.
Yeah, it's not mine. It's not on my list. I haven't got a huge amount this week. I've only got 7, so I'm keeping them short but crazy. So, right, moving on. Chelsea versus Watford. There's two of us who got tips here. Giorgio, I'm going to let you go first on this, and I'll come in second. What have you got for us?
Yeah, I think this is a must-win game for Chelsea here. You think at home they could beat Watford. They need to stay atop to try to maybe, keep pace with Man United and Man City. I don't think they'd be able to keep a clean sheet, so that's why I went with the Chelsea to win, plus the over 2.5 goals. I think we see like a 2-1, 3-1 type of win. I got odds about 1.84 on that.
Even 3-0 is good.
Even 3-0, yeah. I still think Watford may nick a goal. That's why I didn't go with a handicap or Chelsea win to 0.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have to say, I think Watford are going to score. I definitely think Chelsea are going to score. So I'm on both teams to score on this one. 1.95 with 365.
Similar bet. I think both teams will score, yeah.
Yeah. So I have to say, I'm a little bit distracted. You seem to have a parrot on your head. I don't know what's going on there.
I'm sorry.
He's got style, Stuart. You wouldn't know about that. Come on.
Yeah,
no, I'm not going to hair. Not going to have much.
You are old, Stuart. Come on, you're getting old, having a child. Come on, what's that?
Probably
And
the
I'm
oldest guy in
really
this
weird.
room now.
I'm really weird to see what Giorgio is looking on TV right now. Maybe Everton versus.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Lyon-Everton match, yes.
Yeah, I'm with Leon there. Come on. Let's win.
I'm hearing Lyon are ahead. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Surprise there.
Yeah. Well, okay. Moving on. Next game we've got is Huddersfield against Manchester United. Everybody is on this apart from me. So we're going to start with Alex.
Yeah, I'm with definitely with Manchester United in this one. I think that it's time to bounce back and destroy the newly promoted Huddersfield. Minus 1.5 looks incredible at 2.05. I think that they are the better team, and if they play three men in the attack, not leaving Lukaku on his own there, because we saw what happened if you leave Lukaku on his own. Like that, Mourinho played against Liverpool. But against small teams, he likes to play offensively. He will push from the beginning. Minus 1.5, at least 2-0. I don't see Huddersfield scoring in this one either, because Manchester United have kept 9 clean sheets from the last 10 matches, if I remember correct, and Huddersfield failed to score in the last 4 or 5. But Manchester United should be a walk in the park for them, this away match. Minus 1.5 for me.
What do you reckon? Do you think they're going to get an early goal?
Yeah, in the first 20-30 minutes for sure. Also, halftime, full time is really good if you want to take it. But I think that they should cover the minus 1.5, definitely.
Yeah, one of the bets I was looking at for an article I wrote earlier this week over on SBR, if anyone's interested, was Manchester United -1 in the first half. I reckon that's got a good chance of bringing me my money back at least. Martin, you're on this one as well. What you got?
I am indeed very similar to Alex, actually. I was playing it a tiny bit more cautiously and going for minus 1.25 Asian handicap or 1.91. I think that looks a very attractive set of odds. Huddersfield haven't scored in their last 4 games. I've been saying for quite a while now that Huddersfield are overrated just based on that exciting start they had to the season. But they've lost 4 of their last 6 games. They're tumbling down the table. I believe they're going to get relegated, and this looks a total mismatch for me. Man United, very strong defensively, excellent going forwards, and they should punish them. I'm not sure if Man United will get an early goal, because Huddersfield do work very hard, but I think Huddersfield will certainly tire towards the end of the game, where the likes of Rashford and Martial can really exploit that defence. So, yeah, that's my bet, 1.91 minus 1.25 Asian handicap.
Thank you very much. Giorgio, what have you got for us this evening?
I'm going to go ahead and go with Man United to win to 0 at around 2.0. I just think Man United has too much pace for Huddersfield, as well as Huddersfield, I think, has 1 goal in their last 5 matches in the Premier League. Mm-hmm. I don't see much attacking power there. I could see a 1-0, 2-0 win for Man United.
And I think that Huddersfield are really overrated. I think that they were overrated at the beginning of the season, and they started good the season, but look what they are up to now. 12 in the standings, and I think that they will fight relegation till the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, I think they're one of those teams that's going to be talked about at the end of the season as, proper relegation candidates. I mean, they've got a few good players in there, Aaron Murray, Meunier. There's some decent players there. I think they work hard as a collective, but I'm not sure it's fair putting the whole package together. We'll see as the season goes on, but right now for me, they're relegation candidates. All right, Manchester City against Burnley. Martin, all on your own. What have you got?
All on my own. I don't understand this. I'm just blown away by the way Man City are playing at the moment. It's thrilling to watch. They've just been destroying teams left, right and centre. Burnley are another team that work hard and they'll put up a stubborn fight for a little while, but you would just imagine that Man City will overwhelm them over the course of the game. Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva pulling the strings from deep, and all their forwards are just on song right now. I think there'll be plenty of goals in this game, so I'm going for Man City to win and over 3.5 goals at 1.8.
It's not bad. I'd say I quite like that. You look at them, they're scoring huge amounts of goals. They've just had a really good result against Napoli in the Champions League. Probably one of the best results in the Champions League. Second best.
Hey guys.
Second best result.
So about this match, Dale Four had an interesting approach yesterday with the Premier League counters. Manchester United to score over 1.5 goals in the first half at 2.1. Incredible set of odds for that team there.
Do you mean Man City?
Oh yeah,
because we're talking about Manchester City against.
Sorry, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're doing
interesting.
You're doing a Martin. Talking about another match as we're talking. And yes, that will never be forgotten. All right, Martin, we're going to stick with you because you are the only person who's been brave enough to go for Newcastle United against Crystal Palace. I found this one really, really difficult. How about the rest of you?
Okay, I'm going to probably upset my Geordie in-laws here, but I'm going to go for Crystal Palace plus 0.75 Asian handicap at odds of 1.93. Extremely impressed with Crystal Palace, the way they played against Chelsea last weekend. Don't think any of us saw that one coming. They were bottom of the league, hadn't scored a single goal, but what a difference Wilfried Zaha made. His running just pulled Chelsea defenders all out of position. He was dynamic throughout, and I think with him in the team, they'll go to Newcastle with confidence, and I think they can get another result here. Could be a draw, could be a narrow win for Palace, I think. Newcastle should be afraid of them because they've got momentum now, so that is a good price at 1.93 for me.
Double chance there?
Yeah, well, a bit more in my favour than double chance. 0.75 plus 0.75.
Oh, but you don't think that Crystal Palace on the road are not the team like at home? Because Zaha.
Before the weekend, I thought Crystal Palace were just as bad at home and away. But they just played really well. I think Roy Hodgson might have finally got them to wake up. Yohan Cabaye was playing really well in midfield. He'll love going back up to St James's Park. I think there'll be a real handful for this Newcastle defence. I could see it finishing in a draw maybe, and Palace will fancy their chances of nicking this one, I think.
Okay, right, moving on to Stoke City versus Bournemouth. I am the only one who's got anything on this. Obviously the only one brave enough to go for anything. Stoke City, they took a hammering last weekend. Bournemouth, they played pretty well at Wembley, I have to say, against Spurs. But I think Bournemouth are going to struggle for points again this week, and I'm going for a Stoke City win. 2.16 with Pinnacle are the odds that I got for this. And I think you look at them and they actually managed to score 2 goals against a good Manchester City side, and they've got pretty good players as well. When this team clicks, and I think they can click, they're going to start putting teams away. So for me, it's not a crazy, but 2.16 for Stoke.
Yeah.
Right, up next. Yeah, go on.
I was just saying Bournemouth are in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, Bournemouth, I think they need something in midfield. I'm not sure. Anyone else got any thoughts?
Nothing on that game.
Pass, total pass. Also in the Premier League counters, it was a pass for them.
Yeah,
I'm not brave enough.
Okay. Swansea City against Leicester. I'm on this one as well.
Wow.
And I'm going for a Leicester loss. I'm going for a Swansea win, 2.91, again with Pinnacle. Wow. I think Leicester, they've just lost their manager. They've been a bit out of sorts this season. Swansea, they look settled for once. And they've got some decent players in there. Tammy Abraham's getting in the goals now. I think we'll see some more from him as the season goes on. And pretty good odds. I was actually really happy to back the home side at 2.91 with Pinnacle.
Come on, Giorgio. I think that you can be
Giorgio's on this one.
Against Stuart. Come, give me against Stuart.
This is kind of a crazy tip, but I think I like this one. I took the under 2.5 for Swansea Leicester. Leicester's a poor side on the road. I honestly don't see them scoring. I know they've got a lot of firepower with Vardy, Mahrez. I'm not a fan of Swansea either. I don't see them with too much firepower. Yes, Tammy Abraham has looked very well. I see a 1-0 win for Swansea here, but I wouldn't want to pick a side. I'd take the under 2.5 goals at around 1.81.
I think that the Leicester
1.81, that's what you call crazy.
Well, it's not crazy, but
no, it's all right. It's okay. I have to say it's not bad. I will take it. I'll take it.
Their manager. They changed their manager, and you remember what happened last time they changed their manager.
Yeah,
they started to destroy everyone. So I think that
give them 2-3 games. I don't think this is the game.
Yeah, I think they don't have someone to step up, do they? Last time they had Craig Shakespeare to step up, and he'd been all the way through that title-winning season. And he took things back to basics. So, I mean, can you go any more back to basics once you're already at basics?
No, you should start to win some and bounce back.
Getting very philosophical here, Stuart.
I know, it went right over my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get back to football.
Sorry.
Tottenham versus Liverpool.
Okay, go on.
Go on.
I said Delo for saying that in his head he thought Giorgio would be Italian.
My father is. Unfortunately, I'm American.
Unfortunately? Why is that unfortunately?
Yeah, we all know. What do you think about Americans?
We love Americans.
Exactly. We have a good opinion about them.
We love you. Well, unfortunately, we can't qualify for the World Cup, so we're not.
Well, that was shocking. How did they lose to Trinidad in that game? I didn't even watch it because I was so certain that they would win that.
I've never been so upset in my life. I was screaming at the TV.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, just wait till it happens a couple of times. England have failed a few times. It happens. We move on.
I think that you should start to support Italy from now on. Come on.
I do. My father's Italian. I do. I support Italy. But
okay.
Any other teams in the mix?
For me?
Yeah.
International, or I'm an Arsenal supporter, but international, no, just Italy and USA.
Okay. All right. So Arsenal supporters say you don't make a lot of noise. So
Yeah.
We'll move. Okay. Right. You're going to need to make some noise now because you're up next. Actually, Tottenham versus Liverpool.
Yes, I'm going to go with
Where's going to go?
The good old Alex classic. The over 2.5 both teams to score. I see an expansive game of football. Two attacking sides. Both teams probably want to get the win in this one, but it's too hard to pick a side. So why not? Over 2.5 both teams to score at around 1.83 sounds good to me.
sounds good.
All right. So I have to say I was not watching the Liverpool game. I had my eyes elsewhere at the time. Spurs and Real Madrid, that very good match. But interesting to see Liverpool pick up a really, really big win without two of their best players, can we say? Martin, you're on this one as well, aren't you?
No, I am staying.
I am.
Alex.
Yes,
Right,
I am going
on this before we go over to Alex.
I think I'm with Giorgio there. That was the one that I was looking at, and I really thought Alex would go for that one as well. I thought this has got Alex Classic written all over it. Both teams very good going forwards. I think Tottenham could sneak a 2-1 win here, but I think Liverpool will give a really good account of themselves, and I can see them getting on the score sheet.
All right, I'll take more of that. More 2-1 wins. That'll be fine. Alex Classic. Is that what we're expecting here?
Alex Classic. I was afraid about the Alex Classic, to tell you the truth, given the fact that Liverpool were held by Manchester United to a goalless draw last time. But Tottenham are not Manchester United, and Mourinho is not their manager. So I think that, like both Giorgio and Martin said, that both they will need a win in this one. More for Liverpool, because if they're not winning in this one, they will stay really down there. Tottenham are doing again a really good season. Kane at 1.83 to be anytime goal scorer looks incredible, giving the Liverpool's really poor defense. But Alex Classic and shop around for your odds because I found it at 1.95.
Oh, wow.
Nice, I have to say. So on the odds on this one, 888 Sport 2.17 for a Spurs win, 3.5 for this to end all square and a draw, and also 3.45 for Liverpool. So that's interesting. We can see how that one goes. Next up, we're going to move on now. We've done all of the Premier League. Sorry if anybody's been waiting for a match that we haven't covered, but no Everton Arsenal this week. So guys, I'm surprised.
No, I think that Arsenal are going with the first chance in this one. They should
never bet on Arsenal. Just don't ever bet on them again. It's ridiculous. I bet on them to beat Watford and they let me down. I'm never betting on Arsenal again. It's ridiculous.
Everton are really poor, so at least they can win against really such a poor side like Everton. 2.05 seems really good for Arsenal, but it's not one of my top tips.
It's like two drunken bums having a fight. And you don't so drunk, you never know who's going to win. They're both going to fall over and break.
Yeah, but the Sanchez is coming back, so that should give them a boost of confidence.
Not flying back from Chile this week, then.
I'm so.
He had a muscle injury from going out to drink a beer with his colleagues after the match.
How much does Sanchez care? How much does he really care to play for us?
Like Ozil. Like Mesut Ozil.
He's about.
Exactly.
I think he cares about 180 grand a week. I'm not sure, but
I would care.
I think he loves playing football, but yeah, he's very disillusioned. I think he'd play for anyone. He'd play for a Sunday League team if he could. He just loves
the game.
He just hates inactivity. They told him to rest once to rest up for the next game, and they found him on a treadmill wearing a weighted vest on maximum incline and maximum speed, just sprinting. They said you gotta stop it, but he won't. A lot of effort, but he's pissed off, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think you may be happy because I've actually tipped Arsenal for a win in this one over on the Premier League punters article, not Premier League punters, on the Premier League rundown article that I wrote for SBR. I had Arsenal down for a win. I think there's some reasonable value, not enough to make it into my top tips, but it's a good one, I think.
Austin is
okay, so.
Sorry.
This point, it changes from European best bets to bankroll team to the Giorgio show because we've gone from that. We're moving over to Ligue 1, and the first two is just Giorgio.
Wow.
So AS Saint-Etienne against Montpellier.
Yeah, this is probably my least confident of the bets, but I'm gonna go with a home win. Saint-Etienne money line at around 2.1 odds. They've beaten Montpellier at home. I think the last 8 of the last 9 games so I'm gonna go. Montpellier is a poor road side. I like the odds for a home win here. Maybe 1-0, 2-0 home win.
Yeah, I've got nothing on this one, I have to say. So we're going to move swiftly on to a game that probably does look like a home win to me, but Monaco against Caen.
Okay.
Joe, again, all you.
Yeah. Oh boy. I found it kind of tricky, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Monaco to win with the over 2.5. Kind of low odds at 1.73. I don't see Monaco losing this match. I don't. I do. As I said, they've been poor defensively, but I think they can get it done with a 2-1, 3-1 win. Hard to back them right now, but I feel confident at home that they could get it done. They've been a very strong team at home.
Okay, right, on to me. And Angers against Toulouse, and I'm on the away win here. And this is the first of the proper crazies. 4.33 for a Toulouse win. Bet 365. I think those are great odds for a side that's being undervalued by the bookies here. So very, very nice. I think that's probably one of my top tips of the week, actually. I'm not sure I'm going to go as my banker, but it may feature in the doubles. We'll see. Next one is Troyes against Lyon. And Lyon, having beaten Monaco last weekend, did really, really well. Fantastic goal for the winner. They're suddenly away, and you can get 1.67, which I think is really good odds for a Lyon win. And this one, Bet Victor, I think Bet Victor may be regretting that one later on. Guys, have you got anything else? Because we've only got one more match before we go to Alex. Is there any matches you've got your eye on?
Why do you say that? After we go to Alex, he will take the microphone and he will not stop.
Well, there's you, and then there's me, and then there's you, and there's you, and yeah. Basically, you've got like a long run of matches coming up. So
okay.
I don't really see much value in Ligue 1 this weekend, so I'm staying away from it. Concentrating on the proper leagues.
The proper leagues. Okay, Alex, Olympique Marseille against Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, Marseille looks decent this term, but I don't think that it exists a team to put a lot of problems to PSG, at least in Ligue 1. We will see further in the Champions League, but after the group stage, because in the group stage it seems like they are like the fish in the water. They love it. They are scoring a lot of goals. The trio from in front, Mbappe, Neymar, and Cavani, are doing an amazing job. And Neymar declared that he wishes to do for Mbappe what Messi did for him at Barcelona. Yeah, we will see about that. I think that he will try to catch the camera, not to give passes to Mbappe and him to score. But I think that PSG should control the game. Minus 1.25 on the Asian handicap at 1.92 seems really, really good odds. But you can go also with the PSG and over 3.5, because I think that also Marseille can find the back of the net against PSG at home.
Yeah, pretty nice. I have to say, I agree with a lot of that. PSG, they pretty much are the Neymar side nowadays, and if you want stuff to happen, then that will happen. They're clearly going to be the side to win the league. Anyone who wants to beat them to the league this season is going to have to do very, very well. Okay, so that's enough Liga for us. We're moving on to the Bundesliga now. I'm up next, FC Augsburg against Hannover, and this is it's not a crazy. It's well, a little bit crazy. It's not one of my worst anyway. 3.9 for a Hannover win. And I think Hannover, they're a side that they've got the chances, they've got the ability to win this game. They've just got to keep Augsburg at bay enough just to get it. So 3.9, second biggest bet of the night for me. Yeah, let's move on. Unless somebody's got something to say.
No.
All right. So we're back to Martin's favourite team from the Bundesliga last season, Leipzig against VfB Stuttgart. So Martin, what have you got?
They were my favourite team from the Bundesliga last season, and I sort of went off them a bit towards the end of the campaign and the start of this one because they became a bit inconsistent. But I think Leipzig have really found their feet in recent weeks, and it's a joy to behold, really, for all of us Leipzig fans out there. They've been in great, and I think they can keep it going here. They beat Porto. I was very impressed with that performance. I mean, they beat Borussia Dortmund, which was wonderful. And yeah, they're starting to really find their feet in both the Bundesliga and the Champions League. I think they'll give Dortmund a real run for their money in the Bundesliga this season. So yeah, I think they can win this one. I think they can cover a decent handicap. So I'm going to go for Leipzig -1 Asian handicap at 1.89.
All right. Before we go on, I think, Alex, you need a quieter keyboard. That is really cracky.
Imagine what I'm going for in this one. Come on. -1 on the Asian handicap. Perfect. Yeah, 1.9. Stuttgart are doing really bad away. 4 matches, 4 lost matches till now. So if we are talking only about their away matches, they should be in the last place. I don't think that they will put a lot of problems to Leipzig. Champions League was huge for Leipzig this weekend. Incredible performance by them in front of Porto. I think that third place in Bundesliga represents another good year for Leipzig, and they will continue like that. Also, Leipzig, also Hoffenheim are 2 teams that we were following last season, and we are following also this season. So Leipzig -1 on the Asian handicap at 1.9, really good odds.
Okay, we're going to stick with you two as we move on to our next one, which is Hamburg against Bayern Munich. Odds on this one, Hamburg 17. The draw with 888 Sport is 8. And if you want to bet on the favourites, you're going to need to put a lot of money down to get even a bit of money back. 1.13. Alex, let's stick with you. What have you got for this one?
Bayern -2 at 1.74. Not a big value there, -2 on 1.7. But I don't think that they will not win by at least 2 goals difference. At least they should do it even more than that. Jupp Heynckes really good new start of his how to say coaching. Yes,
Reign. New reign.
Exactly. Thank you, Stuart. I think that it was a really clever move to sack Ancelotti and approach a new manager. And I think that Bayern are showing perfect after Ancelotti was sacked. So -2 on the Asian handicap. It's one of their favorite opponents, by Hamburg for Bayern. So at least 3-4 goals free from Bayern without conceding any. And I'm sure that Martin will go to winning to nil there.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be discussing Ancelotti later for another team. But Martin, you've got something on this one as well, haven't you?
Yeah, Alex is correct. I'm going for Bayern Munich to win to nil. They've won both of their games to nil since Heynckes took over, and I see no reason why that should stop. Destroyed Freiburg, destroyed Celtic. I think they're going to do a similar job on Hamburg. Hamburg have failed to score in 5 of their last 6 games. Leipzig beat them to nil. Bayer Leverkusen beat them to nil. Borussia Dortmund beat them to nil. Even newly promoted Hannover beat them to nil. So I think Bayern Munich's defence won't really be troubled by Hamburg here. Odds of 1.93 look great.
Hamburg are a pretty poor side. I mean, they've been struggling the last few seasons. I'm surprised they're even still in the Bundesliga right now. So, yeah, I think they've got a good chance of getting a fairly solid win on that one. All right, moving on now. We're done with the Bundesliga. We're going to go on to Serie A, which appears to be Giorgio's specialist topic.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. We're going to start with Napoli against Inter Milan. Giorgio, you're not on this one, but Alex is.
Ooh. But I don't understand why you guys are not in this one, because it's a goal fest. Should be a goal fest between 2 of the great Italian sides at the moment. First and second place. Huge attacking firepower. Their strikers are on fire. What do you expect? You expect goals in this one. Both poor in the defense. Let's mention also that, because we are not looking at the best defenses of all the time, even though we are talking about Italian sides. But Napoli was not the best defense, never was the best defense like Juventus, for example. So Alex Classic in this one, come on, it's 1.85.
Wow, that's good odds.
Yeah. Excellent. No, I really, really like it. I think that's got a very, very good chance. Going back a bit, Ego Kostic is saying Heynckes gives Bayern Munich wings. It should be an easy one. HSV is a poor side, but HSV is the only team never to have been relegated from the Bundesliga. I've not been able to check that, but I'm going to believe you. Honest. Okay, now we're moving on to AC Milan against Genoa. Now, this is the game I thought we might be talking about Ancelotti, because AC Milan, they've been struggling. What's the chances of them losing their coach sometime in the next few weeks and Ancelotti being brought in?
Could well be. I mean, he's ruled himself out of the Leicester job. I think he's a bit too good for that. But yeah, it's the sort of move that he would make, isn't it? He's a very in-demand manager. He's had great success at PSG, Chelsea, Bayern. You know, this is in Real Madrid. It would be a great move for both, I think. So that's a good shout. But
I think that Martin will write us an article about that next week on Odds Market. Yeah.
Look forward to that. Look out for that.
All right. The only one who's been brave enough to actually go for a bet on this one is our guest, Giorgio. So, Giorgio, what have you got?
Yes. Now I don't feel so confident after this. I went with AC Milan to win plus the over 1.5 goals. I was also liking the -1, but in case it's like a 2-1 victory, I would rather take the win over the push. It's pretty low odds at around 1.63. But you got to think AC Milan could beat Genoa at home. Come on, they're in poor form. They're both in poor form, but I'm going to go with the home win and over 1.5 goals.
Okay, we'll see how that one comes off. Not sure
sorry,
if we wanted
Stuart.
to back AC Milan to win a game right now. Go on, Alex.
Sorry, Stuart. I want to interrupt you for a little bit. Animesh Vats, if I'm pronouncing correct, is asking us if we are playing the corners market at all, and if we are playing it, what factors we take into account if playing on that market. I'm not playing. I'm not never touching that market. But if you guys do, please inform him what factors you take into account.
Martin?
I mean, it's a market that I typically stay away from, but you would probably look to. I think if you were doing it, if you were looking for overs on the corners, you would look to a game where one team has a clear advantage over another and there's one superior that's going to put a lot of pressure on the other team. Or if it looks like being quite a tight game between two evenly matched sides that aren't particularly attacking, I'd probably go unders. But yeah, that's the sort of prop bet that I typically stay away from. I think there's too much variation in it for me.
Yeah, I think this one's really tough. If I'm going to go for it, which is very, very, very rare, then I'm looking for a team that defends deep against a team that plays with wingers and likes to try and get the ball in early, because then you've got a chance of, a little nick coming, from the fullbacks and some corners coming in that way. If a team's pushing up, then, you can get behind the wingers and you can get back into the centre and you normally get a shot on goal. So for me, it's a market to avoid generally, because it's so dodgy that it's basically the flip of the coin at times.
Yeah. Great.
Giorgio, you got anything for us on this?
For the corner, I don't bet corners. No.
Yeah,
Never.
that's probably a wise move.
Stay away.
Okay.
It's like living.
Yeah. Right, Benevento Calcio against Fiorentina. Martin, I think you just added a late tip, haven't you, to this one?
I was always on this. I don't know why I got kicked off the spreadsheet somehow. This is my banker. I'm all over.
Whoa!
Wow! I just saw it pop up, and I was like, "Well, okay." I was expecting to be your banker. What are you going for?
I have two bankers, and I'm not sure which one.
Same here.
Yeah.
Right, so we know what your double's going to be, then, don't we?
Yeah, I know what my double's going to be. This is ridiculous. I mean, Benevento. What are they doing in this league? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? In the Premiership, teams get promoted. They get a real financial windfall because they get TV money. Doesn't happen in Italy. Benevento are just dreadful. Lost all 8 games. Anyone could beat them, I think. I'm going to keep opposing them until they prove me wrong. Odds of 1.7 on Fiorentina just look great. Fiorentina aren't an exceptionally strong side. They're about middle of the road in Italy, but that is easily enough to beat Benevento. They lost to Verona in their last game in a bottom of the table clash. They've been beaten by Crotone, thrashed by Roma, beaten 6-0 by Napoli. I mean, they're this season's Pescara, aren't they? I think they're going back down with one of the lowest points tallies we've ever seen. So 1.7 on a Fiorentina win just looks too good to ignore for me.
Yeah, so I wrote an article midweek for Serie A, and that was a game that I picked out as well. Fiorentina made a very poor start to the season, bottom of the league for a little bit of time, but they've started to move their way back up, and I think they're starting to overcome the loss of their top scorer from last season, who, of course, went to AC Milan. So, yeah, interesting. Alex, you're on this as well, aren't you?
-1 on the Asian handicap, 2.06 Fiorentina. On the same page, the information from Martin was amazing. Yeah, Benevento doesn't have anything to do, like Spal doesn't have anything to do with Serie A right now. So they will go in Serie B next year. So we will see another 2 teams coming in Serie A with nothing to do in Serie A next year also. But they exist, the bookies, that are offering us some surprised odds every week. So why shouldn't we take them?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Benevento to go down, Spal to go down, Pescara to come up, and then just keep Martin's little roll going of finding teams to oppose every single week.
I love it. Please. Wait till we're about 5 games into a Serie A season. See who's bottom, and then back them to lose every week.
Yes.
Profit.
It's a good idea.
All right. Okay, so we're going to move on now to, again, where 3 of us have got bets. Torino against AS Roma. Martin, you're on this one as well.
I certainly am, and I really like Roma to win this one. I think Roma are actually a very good side, and they're better than their league position suggests. They were unlucky to lose to Napoli, but apart from that, they did lose to Inter as well this season, but they've won all their other 5 games. They've also drawn with Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, and they got a very creditable draw with Chelsea midweek. I think they're a very, very strong side. They're very good going forwards. I think they should have too much for Torino in this game. And odds of 2.06 better than evens on an away win for Roma here against a very average Torino side looks good to me.
2.06, that's higher than I found, because I'm on exactly the same bet as you, and pretty much for exactly the same reasons. AS Roma are better than their league placing shows. They've got a very good all-round side. Yeah, again, they lost some players over the summer, but, you know, they've taken that in the past and moved on. So where did you get your 2.06 from? Because I got 2.05 with Pinnacle.
I will tell you, Stuart. I got that from Marathon Bet. Don't do massive stakes with Marathon Bet, but yeah, I mean you're pretty much even money with everyone else.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of people around evens. Giorgio, you're on this one as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I actually have 2 bets for this match. I pretty much agree with everything Martin has to say. I found a different approach that you guys may or may not like. I like Roma to win, but I think there will be goals. So I went Roma to win plus both teams to score at around 3.08. Pretty good odds, I think, for that. I think we see like a 3-2 type of game. I think Torino definitely could score some. Roma's defense is, as you can see against Chelsea, not very good. Also went with the Roma over 1.5 goals at 1.65, a little bit lower odds, but I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Okay, yeah, I like the approach. All right, so we're getting towards the end of the show. Just a few more matches to go through, another 5 or 6, I think. 2 more in Serie A. And we're going to start with Alex, who's going to talk us through Udinese Calcio against Juventus.
Yeah, as we also, Juventus are struggling to find their best shape from last season. But they won in Champions League in this midweek. They are coming after a lost match, and I predicted both teams to score in the over 2.5 in that one, Juventus versus Lazio. Lazio was the team to destroy their 41 home wins, unbeaten strike home. So I think the streak, and I think that this time they should be able to cover at least the -1 Asian handicap. I think that they will win at least. They will not have a problem winning against Udinese for a push. But I think that Dybala and Higuain is struggling also to find his best shape. He should start scoring some because Dybala is on fire right now for Juventus, and he should help him there. 1.83 for Juventus on the -1 Asian handicap.
Okay. Also on this one is no one. That's it. Right, moving on. Lazio against Cagliari. Alex, coming straight back to you for this.
Yeah, Lazio halftime, full time. Lazio again. I was watching Europa League earlier, and they are an incredible team. They won against Nice. They had beautiful odds also there. They will enter this match full of confidence against Cagliari on their turf, winning Europa League, winning against Juventus. So they have everything to win this match and do it from the first half. So I'm taking Lazio halftime, full time at 1.77.
Nice one. Giorgio, what have you got for this?
I'm going to go ahead and go with the Lazio -1.5 goals. But I do kind of like that halftime, full time a little bit better. Cagliari's poor side at home. As you see, Lazio, they just destroyed Nice on the road. Sounds good to me. I'll take 1.5 goals at the Asian handicap, 1.74.
Thank you very much. Moving on now to La Liga.
We have sorry, Stuart. We have a personal friend of Giorgio here. Miyaki TV is.
Yeah, Miyachi TV.
Okay, and by Direct Sports is saying Giorgio needs to talk to the camera, not to look at the TV all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you got bets going, I apologize. I should turn it off.
when you have bets going on, you have to look at the TV.
I know that's rude, though. He's right. He's right. It's rude. It's a habit.
I'm doing my very best to try and keep an eye on the Europa League scores and everything else, but keeping professional as we go.
I've just watched Giroud's goal on a loop for about 5 minutes.
Probably the best Arsenal goal you'll see all year.
What a finish! Oh my! Did you see that?
That was it was incredible.
Overhead kick looping thing.
He had one somewhat similar, but last year.
Yeah, that.
Martin, Martin, you do seem to be sitting funny. Are you feeling okay?
Very excited. It's very exciting.
Okay, right, guys, we're going to finish up with La Liga, and we've got 4 matches there. Alex, you're up first. Valencia against Sevilla.
Alex Classic. I have a lot of Alex Classic.
Alex Classic.
That's why it's called the Alex Classic.
Yeah, exactly. Valencia, what a comeback from us. Such a poor season, last one. Simone Zaza is the second in the top scorers chart, and he's saying that he will not take Lionel Messi into consideration, and if he will remain there, second place, he will ask La Liga to give him some prize, because okay, after Lionel Messi, if you are second in the top scorer chart, you are a winner, you know. And Simone Zaza can be really happy about his performance this season. Valencia, what a performance this season, incredible. I really like how they are doing. Sevilla, again, Spartak Moscow 5-1 against Sevilla, but if you were seeing the match, you wouldn't believe that score. About the corners now that you mentioned, Sevilla had 9 and Spartak Moscow had 0, and they beat Sevilla 5-1. So what a match was that. Sevilla will be able to score for sure against Valencia. Valencia are going with the first chance, of course. If you like their odds, you can bet also a home win. But I expect a goal fest and the Alex Classic for sure at 1.87.
Okay, Alex Classic is back in house, everybody. Right, we're going to move on to Barcelona against Malaga. And Martin, you are all on your own on this one. Let me see, what could you go for? Barcelona minus 1.5?
No, win to nil.
Win to nil. I'm sticking with my win to nil. Loving it. Let me just have a look what I was thinking when I went for this tip. Malaga. What a poor team in front of goal Malaga are. Lost 2-0 to Leganes. They have failed to score in 4 of their last 5 games. Bottom of the table, only 1 point from 8. And Barcelona winning to nil has become a pretty regular thing this season. I know they drew 1-1 with Atletico Madrid last time out, but Atletico often get a result against Barcelona. Against the smaller teams, they've really been steamrollering them. They beat Girona 3-0, Sporting 3-0, Las Palmas 3-0. I just think they've solidified a bit defensively this season, and Malaga are going to be on the back foot most of this game, trying to contain Lionel Messi. So Barcelona win to nil. I mean, when you can only get like about odds of 1.07 on a Barcelona win, shoots up to 1.83 for them to win to nil. I think that's worth taking. That's another banker for me.
Another one. How many is that? 3 or 4 now?
I got 2. Barcelona and Fiorentina. That's my double. Just kicking that off.
Okay, second to last one. Celta Vigo against Atletico Madrid. Alex, what have you got?
Sorry, Stuart. Before that, I have to ask Giorgio about a 16K parlay.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was going to hold that till the end. It sounds like a story here.
It's a long one. A long, stressful one. We'll talk about that some other time.
Maybe that's another show.
You lost it or you won it?
I lost it by
Ooh,
that much.
1 goal.
Yeah.
1 goal, wasn't it?
We lost a lot. We lost a lot of time at 1 goal. So join the club. Yeah. This is why we are playing only single bets. So exactly. from amusement, from time to time, I will place also 10, 12 matches parlay, but only from time to time. But that is for fun. It's not for winning.
Small stakes.
Okay. Celta Vigo versus Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid 0-0 at Karabakh. You must be joking me, right? That match seemed like was never finishing from my point of view. Atletico Madrid should be, like Flash said yesterday on the Premier League Panthers, UEFA should control that game because something weird happened there. I know that the 2 clubs, Karabakh and Atletico Madrid, are friends. I read about it on Twitter the other day. Going to play Celta Vigo, a team that is on fire right now. How much you have? 9 with 3, 12 with 4, 16. 16 goals scored in their last 4 fixtures in all the competition, including a friendly match against Pachuca the other day. Celta Vigo should be able to score on their turf against Atletico Madrid, and I'm going for both teams to score at 2.05.
Very nice. All right, so we're going to finish off with one more game, and it is with our new special guest, Giorgio. Real Madrid against Eibar. The odds on this one, Real Madrid 1.08.
I'm surprised.
12 for the draw.
I'm
21 for the away win. What's surprising you, Giorgio?
It just seems like a Real Madrid 5-6-0 win. To me, I don't know. I just see this could be the start of their season again, just to come out and be like Real Madrid, where winning 4 or 5 goals like they used to. I just see that. I think I went a little safe approach and take Real Madrid to win both halves.
But whom to score 6 goals? Excuse me, Giorgio. Whom to score 6 goals? Benzema?
No, look at the whole team. Look at that. Come on.
Did you see Benzema in midweek? Oh my word, that guy had a nightmare. Oh,
he's old. He's done, I think. Benzema, but they got plenty of.
29 years old.
It's about for Benzema to join Arsenal, isn't it? He'll.
Yeah, he's French. Wenger likes him.
Stuart, I think that you should delete one comment from Logan up there.
Yeah, I've already reported it. It has been reported.
Nice.
We're not having that kind of stuff.
Oh, Logan! Oh, I think you're on the wrong. I think you're on the wrong video, mate.
wrong chat, mate.
Logan's watching this one and the ball at the same time, and he's gone confused.
Is there more going on? There's stuff I must be missing. Oh, hang on.
No, but
while I'm doing that,
he doesn't know that.
While I'm doing that, guys, can we just?
But the funny
guys,
thing,
while I'm doing this,
the funny thing
Alex,
is Logan doesn't know that in football, X means draw match, not what he thinks about it.
I think he's on the wrong browser.
Yeah, clearly. So while I deal with this, if we could go through and hear some of this 16K parlay story, that would be lovely.
Yeah, make it fast.
Take it away.
It was
make us laugh.
It was a 16K parlay between. It was 3 days between NFL, college football, and soccer. I had 21 game parlay. I think it was $25 to win like 15.8K. It came down to I don't know if you guys follow American football. It came down to Seattle Seahawks against Carolina Panthers. This was back in 2015, and I took Seattle on the money line at like minus 250, which was low odds American. And Carolina came and scored with like 30 seconds left to blow the parlay, and that was the last game I needed.
Ooh,
everything else hit a 21 game parlay. It was just for fun. I was young, stupid.
Yeah, but I don't understand this. That when you arrive at the last match, it was the last match on your ticket.
I should have. I wasn't thinking. I should have put 500 on the opposite team. I know.
Not 500. You should put 3,000 on the opposite. 500.
Yes.
I know.
You come out of one game. Lay it.
I don't know. I was.
When you arrive there at 16,000, come on.
I think it was in America. They got a 1 o'clock, a 4 o'clock slate. I had other games going on at the same time with it, so it wasn't technically the last game, but the way it ended, it was the last game that ended that I needed.
Oh, it's got to be a killer. Oh,
it happens. That's why you don't parlay.
Oh yeah, never parlay. Talking of parlays, let's move on to our doubles.
Ironically.
Yeah. Okay. So, Martin, you've had about 15 doubles so far in this, and about 6 bankers. So we're going to find out what it actually is. Give us your banker and your double right now. Go.
Well, the 2 bets I really, really like are Barcelona to beat Malaga to 0 and Fiorentina to beat Benevento. Happily put both of them as bankers, really, but. That'll be my double. If I have to pick one, I'll go for Barcelona to beat Malaga to 0. Malaga are bottom of the league. They failed to score in all 4 away games this season, and Barcelona should just destroy them. So that's it.
All right, Giorgio, if you've got that's it. That'll do. Just a Barcelona.
I've actually got 2 bankers. Let me take Man United win to 0, 2.0. And I'm going to go with Real Madrid to win both halves. I think they get it
Giorgio,
done.
I'm not sure you understand the point of this part of the show. You pick out one bet that is your banker.
I have 2. I got 2 bankers. All right, let
Which one is it?
One Banco Real Madrid win both halves, and then I'll put that in a parlay with Man United.
Okay.
2-0. Sorry.
All right, you made that easy in the end. Alex, what have you got?
I have Napoli versus Inter, Alex Classic as my banker, and as my double, Bayern -2, Juve -1.
Okay, so my banker, I'm going to go for Lyon to win away against Troyes. Low odds, but I like it, and I just want some profit on the board this week. I've got to catch Martin. Although I have to say my Watford bet last week, lovely. And I'm going to pair that up with another semi-sensible bet.
Stuart, can I just say, we kept last season when you were leading the charts. We showed the screen grab of you leading the charts about 15 times every week. For like 6-7 weeks now, and we haven't seen it once. Is this a conspiracy going on? You're waiting till you overtake me, and then you're going to show it straight away.
It was just horrendously impressive. That's the main thing. So, all right, hang on. I will get it up for you. But as I'm saying, my main bet on this one, Troyes against Lyon, I'm going for a Lyon win, 1.67. And my double, I'm going to combine that with my other, probably most sensible bet, which is both teams to score in Chelsea versus Watford. The reason I didn't have it up is because this is actually really difficult. I'm not 100% sure on how to do this. So, all right, let's see what we can find. We're going to go for the tipsters, which will include the guys from the Premier League Punter Show.
Oh, yeah.
Which looks pretty interesting, I have to say. Let's see how we do here.
Flash Gordon.
With Flash,
Gordon
indeed.
is last. Yeah, he's last. And imagine Natalie is not here for the last 1 month or so.
Natalie's been doing really well.
She's second.
Yes. Let's see how she does. As the weeks go on with no one else. Here we go. Right. So there we go. We can see it. Can you everybody see that big spike in the middle?
Yes, that's
Martin sitting uncomfortably because of Giroud.
I am the big spike.
Over on the right.
Please just refer to me as the big spike going forwards.
The big spike. Next to that, we have Natalie, who has been away for some time, doing some stellar work by bringing a new little baby girl into the world.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Once more. And of course, there's me on the outside catching up quickly. Alex, you've had a couple of steady weeks, I think. Is that right?
Yes, steady weeks. I'm coming back. I had Champions League and Europa League are so good. I had 7 from 9 in Champions League, and I have 5 from 6 in Europa League till right now. But steady
Very
weeks
nice.
in the domestic leagues till now. But I think that who was watching our shows, Champions League and Europa League, and followed our tips, had an amazing week also. And talking about parlay, one day it was about a Real Madrid Tottenham match. I needed one more goal at 2,000 euros, and yesterday another 2,000 euros, another goal, but I don't remember who. Anyway, one goal, but this is for fun. So yeah, 8 matches together I'm betting. It was 1 goal at CSKA Moscow versus Basel. I needed one more to be over 2.5.
So you needed one more goal in the Real Madrid against Spurs game. You must be a massive fan of Benzema right now. So
yeah.
All right, so everybody, that is us done for this evening. Thank you everyone for joining us. Giorgio, can I just say congratulations? You've been a star tonight. You've done really, really well. Thank you.
I was very nervous. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
We may be looking to bring you back in sometime.
Thank you.
So we'll see how it goes. Let's check out your results, and then if you do well, you get a good chance.
Let's hope. Cross my fingers.
Martin, thank you for joining us one more time.
You're welcome, Stuart. You're welcome. Always a pleasure.
Alex, always great having you on. What's your next show?
Thank you, Stuart. I love what how Miyake is talking. I think that Giorgio paid him to talk a lot on
I didn't even know it was going on.
I was saying, say positive things about me only. Say it.
So, guys, see you Monday. Big Man on Campus previewing with Martin, also previewing the weekly kickoff, talking about what happened in the weekend in all the top 5 European leagues. Remember that next week we have Serie A mid round, so 2 rounds of Serie A next week. So we are expecting goals again from Serie A. Wednesday, the Premier League Panthers, and of course, you will meet Stuart on Thursday for the Best Bet show.
Oh yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back for another week. We'll be trying to bring in another special guest. We'll see who it is. Before we go, Alex, where can we find you on Twitter?
At Need for Tips, and on our site, needfortips.com.
Martin, where can we find you?
At Martin W. Green, although I think I might change my handle to the Big Spike.
Calm down there.
You might find yourself blocked from certain pages if you do, I have to say.
After that, you will be followed by
Giorgio, are you on Twitter?
Love it.
Giorgio, are you on Twitter? Do you wish to share your where people can find you?
At Giorgio M92.
Okay, nice and easy. And of course, you can find me over on @tipsterhq. Everyone, thank you very much. It has been a blast, and I look forward very much to next week. And of course, seeing how your results do.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good one.